Hi folks, this is Deep Patel this side. Today, let me take you through a journey where my goal is not to bore you, but to provide necessary knowledge to you regarding React and its different frameworks. Let me start with a short introduction of mine. I have been excited about technology after I had watched Iron Man movie and saw the wonders of Jarvis, the AI. From there, my journey began where I explored the field of technology and chose BTech as my career. From the freshman year itself, I explored domains like artificial intelligence, app development, web development, etc. I have interned at a lot of startups. Currently, or recently, I have interned as the founder's office at Pepper Content. Last year, I had interned as founder's office at CodeTime. In my freshman year itself, I interned at Commerce as product development intern. I was the winner of Hack in India Hackathon 2020. I was ranked 7th in Game of Codes organized by Triple IT Delhi. Before moving forward, let me talk to you about my university, Bennett University. Bennett University has been ranked first according to Times India Engineering Ranking. Bennett University was founded in 2016 by Times of India Group, which is situated in Greater Noida, India. It provides various undergraduate courses like journalism, BBA, BTech, law, etc., and also has MBA program. They also provide a lot of specializations in the field of BTech like artificial intelligence, blockchain, cybersecurity, etc. Before moving ahead, let me discuss you with the summary, or I will say the points that we'll be going through throughout this video. Firstly, we'll be discussing the prerequisites of web development or React. Second, we'll discuss about React and its alternative and why should we choose React.js. We will also look into React-based frameworks like Next.js, Remix, Blitz, Hydrogen, etc. Lastly, I will give some tips to you which my mentors have recommended me and have helped me throughout my development journey. Now, talking about the prerequisites. Before jumping into any advanced topic, it's better to check all the prerequisites of any other topic. For prerequisites of React or to learn React, it's important that you should know HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. You should also know document object model and ES6 plus features, example, let, constant, arrow functions, import and export, and classes. It's great to have the basic understanding of NPM before starting React. Talking about React. React is basically an open source front-end JavaScript library. It was created by Jordan Bach, which is a software engineer at Meta. It is still date maintained by Meta, which was previously called as Facebook. Its latest stable release is version 18.0, which was released on 29th of March 2022. It is used for building user interfaces specifically for single page applications. Talking about the alternatives for React, there are major two alternatives for React, which is Angular and Vue. Talking about Angular, it was created by Google. Its initial release date was 20th of October 2010. Its latest stable release is version 1.8.2, which was released on 21st of October 2020. Talking about Vue, it was created by Ivan Vue. Its initial release was on February 2014. Its latest stable release on is version 3.2.28, which was released on 21st of January 2022. Now, why React.js? React.js is remarkably flexible. Once you have learned it, you can use it on variety of platforms to build quality user interfaces. For example, for building static websites, you can use Gatsby. For building cross-platform applications, by cross-platform applications, I mean the applications that can work on Android as well as iOS, you can use React Native. For building desktop applications for Windows or Mac, you can use Electron.js. React is a library, not a framework. Its library approach has allowed React to evolve into such a remarkable tool, which is helpful for a lot of developers out there. React was created with a single focus to create components for web application. A React component can be anything in your web application, like a simple button, text, label, or grid. React API is very easy to learn. It is also supported by Meta, which means that it is backed by a huge tech giant, and also its community is increasing exponentially over the past few years. Rapid development and React small API combined creates a fantastic developer experience when learning React. Since it is very easy, very few concepts, it is very easy to learn, and also it is very easy when it comes to testing. Now, talking about different React-based frameworks, there are a lot of React-based frameworks out there in the developer market. But we talking about main frameworks. There are Next.js, Remix, and Blitz, which are the full-stack frameworks, and there are other front-end frameworks like Romet and Hydrogen. Next.js. Next.js was developed by the team at Vercel, the ultimate tool for any React developer to learn and improve their own projects without a doubt is Next.js. The first reason for you to use Next.js is, as the banner headline states, because it's a React framework. Next.js gives you page-based routing, which means you can create a page by putting developments in slash pages folder. A built-in router is provided by Next.js, which means you do not need to install React Router library. And also, it has API routes, which means you can write backend code using Node.js in the pages or API folder. It also supports super fast builds for deployment and production, which means you can see the save changes instantly. It also optimizes the image and font which you will be using in your own website. It has built-in support for ESLint and TypeScript. Plus, there are tons of more features which you can find it out or read through while going through the Next.js documentation. There are some things that are missing in Next.js that other framework completes. Firstly, being authentication. For authentication, you need to use the package NextAuth. For testing, you either need to use Playwright or Cypress for end-to-end test. For state management, for the whole website, you need to use the Redux toolkit. Talking about Remix, for the timing that I've been in the tech Twitter, there's a lot of discussions been going on Remix and why it is trending so much. Remix is basically a full stack web framework that focuses on user interface and works back through web fundamentals to deliver a fast, sleek, and resilient user experience. It uses progressive enhancement on the server side. Only necessary JavaScript, JSON, and CSS content are sent to the browser. It knows when to refetch mutated data as Remix overall sees the workflow. It performs dynamic server-side rendering. Now, there's been a lot of discussion about whether you should use Next.js or Remix. Let us discuss the comparison. Next.js encourages client-side JavaScript for serving dynamic content. Remix doesn't. Next.js requires client-side JavaScript for data mutations. Remix doesn't. For all the folks out there who doesn't know what a mutation means changes in the form or the nature of the original data. It means if I am inputting a string and I am converting that into an integer, which is kind of impossible still. I am changing the data type of the data that I have got. That is a data mutation. Remix enables fast user experience even on slower networks. Remix is faster than Next.js when it comes to serving dynamic content. Remix is as fast or sometimes faster than Next.js at serving static content. Remix automatically handles errors, interruptions, race conditions, while Next.js doesn't. Next.js build times increase linearly with your data, whereas Remix build times are nearly instant and decoupled from data. Next.js requires you to change your application architecture and sacrifice performance when your data scales, whereas that's not the case with Remix. For detailed information and to see proper examples comparison from Next.js and Remix, you can view the below blog, which is by the folks at Remix. Talking about Blitz.js. Blitz.js is, a framework which is made on top of Next.js. Next.js isn't set up by default for building a full-stack application. Blitz adds all the features and functionality that turns Next into a true full-stack framework. These key features includes direct database access, middleware, and authentication. In a Blitz app, you can import your server code directly into your front end so that you don't need to build an API and do the data fetching from the front end. At build time, Blitz automatically inserts an API call that runs on the server code on the server. Essentially, Blitz attracts your API into a compiled stack. This is a game changer for React app development because it eliminates an entire portion of traditional React app architecture. This means it's easier to learn, faster to develop, and more fun to build things. Blitz has built-in session management that works with any identity provider, including self-hosted, email ID password, and third-party services. Authentication is something that's complicated and difficult to implement correctly. Having it built into Blitz saves you a ton of time and potential security vulnerabilities. Next.js requires you to manually type out page locations. Blades come with a root manifest which improves expressiveness and simplifies moving pages to another location. Next.js requires all your React pages go into single pages folder. Blades relaxes this restriction by allowing you to have an infinite number of pages folder. For large projects, this is a huge benefit because you can separate and organize your pages in any way you want. Blitz.js is very easy to learn and it's very easy to migrate an existing Next.js app to a Blitz.js app. Blitz.js is inspired by Ruby on Rails and is built on Next.js and features a zero API data layer abstraction that eliminates the need for REST or GraphQL. Now we talk about Hydrogen. Hydrogen was recently announced by the team at Shopify. Hydrogen's React-based framework is Hydrogen React-based framework is for building custom storefronts on Shopify, which gives you everything that you need to start fast, build fast, and deliver the best personalized shopping experience. Hydrogen is built and optimized to use data coming from Shopify's storefront API. The shape of the data passed to components, hooks, and utilities corresponds and conforms to the structure based on the GraphQL types from the storefront API. Hydrogen provides a wide plugin which offers server-side rendering, which is also known as SSR, Hydrogen middleware, and client component code transformation. Hydrogen is built with the mindset of performance first. It has a development environment which is powered by White, TypeScript, and Tailwind CSS. At the end, I will just give you some tips which my mentors have been given to me, and which this is something that I have used or learned from my development journey. Computer science is all about thinking. It's then the problem solving part comes. Everyone just jumps into problem solving, DSA करना है, DSA करना है, but it's nothing like that. It's that you have to first think about the problem, think about the solution, and then solve the problem. You have to learn the basics first. Don't jump into various things only because of the fear, only because of the FOMO that you face around. Don't do something that your friends have been doing. Like due to sometimes peer pressure is good, but sometimes peer pressure is really bad when you jump onto a lot of things without knowing the basics or the prerequisites of any other languages or any other projects. The third major tip that I will do is learn by doing projects. Computer science is not just about theory; it's about practical experience. So you should learn by doing a lot of projects while learning any language. Engage into community and open source development, and it's better and will be easy for you to read official docs of the framework or languages. It will be very easy to learn any other language like React or maybe Blitz or Next.js when you read the official doc. You can refer a lot of courses which is given by Codam, front-end developer, Egghead, but it's better that you have an habit of reading official document. Thank you. Have a great day.